So this young lady is 1 week out from a mole removal on her nose and on her left cheek here. And I know it looks a little weird and scary that it's so long. It sounds like, well, did Dr. Lamb take a mole that was off the whole nose? No, it was a mole just on the tip this big. So a natural question is, why did you make such a long incision? Is that going to heal well? And is it justified for what you did? So I always say, let the punishment fit the crime. This mole was not as attractive as we both liked, and my judgment and her judgment was it was worth it. So obviously I'm not going to leave her a bad scar. I'm going to leave her with something that's going to heal tremendously well. So the problem with nasal tip moles is that the size of it, which is the size of like that big on my finger, there's no way I would have been able to close that without distortion. Her nostrils would have been puckered up. Her nose would have been way off base. It looks weird. The top of the nose has a better ability to slide the tissues. So essentially what I did was a cancer operation minus taking a large margin. There's no reason to take a large margin. And I made the incision toward midline because that's going to be a fine line that will just melt away, that someone will have a hard time seeing. So I did a cancer operation for a mole because what it's going to do is I can actually follow a subunit. This is the nasal subunit coming down this way. So that line will look like a natural crease that mimics this line over here. And it has no distortion to her nose. So that's following subunits and sliding tissues down. This is called a dorsal sliding glabellar flap for a mole removal. And this one, I follow what's called relaxed contention lines so that way this will heal very, very well. If you make the incision this way, it won't heal well. So over time, this should heal really, really, really awesome. It'd be very, very hard to find unless someone's like 2 inches away from her. So this was worth it. I know it sounds bigger than it should be, but it actually is the right length. And also, if I made this incision shorter, not only will I not be able to capture the skin from the top down here, but your eye would see a line stopping in the middle of the nose. You'll go, what is that? And my goal is to make this really hard to see, even though there'll be lines there, make those lines sort of disappear from your sight.